All right, let's learn this tune by Stevie Wonder called Sir Duke. I put it in C because it's easier than the original key B for violin, and also because and I also slowed it down just a little bit. All right, we're gonna learn lots of stuff from this tune and about this tune, and I made this primarily because one of my students in my Creative Strings boot camp, he asked me for it. He's also been a part of Creative Strings Academy, which is my private studio. You should follow links to learn about different ways you can work with me. Links below this video. The tune sounds like this. You recognize that tune? So I created some loops around the tune so that we can learn different parts of it. And I think one of the funnest things that we could just start with is how would you accompany somebody on this part? So what I did here on my loop, listen, if you listen to the that sort of chopping part. So I want to teach you that first. And just as a disclaimer, you know, I'm going off of having listened to this tune for many years and sort of figuring out my own ways to interpret it. So I'm sure there might be some things that are slightly different. I mean, the original was done with the keyboard. And so anyway, let's look at the chord structure, and I'll show you kind of how I came up with these parts. So the first part is a C major chord, which this is one way you could do it, right? And maybe we could just learn that chopping part. So I'm kind of thinking, I'm kind of feeling this in my arm. So all right, so there's two parts of it. There's the chords and there's the chopping part. I'll give you the rest of the chords first. C, A minor 7. I'm doing these as triple stops, but you could also do the double stop version. That's A minor 7. Then we've got A flat 7. It's A flat, G flat, and C. And then for this G chord, there's different ways to do it. I'm going to show you what I did here, which is G, A minor 7, A sharp diminished, G. I'll show you that walk up again. G, A minor 7, and then A sharp or B flat, G, C sharp, and then G. All right, so that's a lot to take in, but let's go back to this chopping part. We'll do it. That might be tricky for you to get. One way to practice it would be like. A lot of the bowings I do on this channel, I've got people working on this. If you can do it at the tip, then you can bring it here and you can try to do it and throw that chop in if you want. I'm almost kind of suspending that motion, the down, up, down, up, down, up. I'm sort of just, I'm feeling it in my head. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You could try that. And the down, up has a little bit of a swing to it. So if we put that all together, the last time before it goes to the bridge, instead of playing just a G chord, I'm playing a G sus, which is kind of like an F over G. You can even put that E in there to get that major 7. So F chord. This is a great way to play an F chord. So it's like an F chord over G, which is to me that's a common chord that you hear in a lot of gospel music or R&B. So it's a great way to treat that 5 chord. And the easiest way to think of it is, okay, what's the 5 chord? It's a G chord. And you just go down a full step and play a major triad or a major 7. So in this case, F major over G. Also known as sometimes as G sus, or at least closely connected to G sus. So that is the accompaniment part over that first part. And then it's going to go to the next section, which I'll just play for you, but we'll go back. Right, so we're going to get to all the parts of this song, so just be patient. Let's take this next part, though. For now, I'll show you what I did for the accompaniment part. It's basically F, E, E flat, D, and then back up. E flat, E, F. And how am I treating it? I'm just playing a double stop, playing the